We're Ralph and Lahni DeAmicis, and we're going to be talking about creating a high-energy home office you will love. So much about feng shui is about creating harmony in the home, but we want to focus on establishing an effective workspace, especially since so many people now routinely work from their home. The question is how to blend these requirements into one building with separation for totally different agendas.
So when we look at this, there's basically 5 major steps that you have to look at. And it's not that complicated because it's work. It's not about living where you have to accommodate all the different needs that families have. This is about work. So there's 5 steps.
And really what we're looking for is a space where you can be the most productive while yet being comfortable. So the first critical concept that we want to point out is unique directions.
Everyone has certain directions that work well for them, and they're actually programmed at birth. Most people have 2, some people will have 3. But for instance, certain personalities like certain directions. The salespeople, they typically like to face towards the east, the rising sun. People who like to complete things, they like to face to the west. Scholars like to face to the north. People who like things to not change, they like to face to the south. But it's very individual. And figuring out what works for you can dramatically improve your performance.
And we're talking about the workspace right now, but some of the most fun work we've done in this area is helping people find their best direction at the casinos.
Yes.
But I digress. Commanding the door.
Now, we all know this concept, but there's much more to it than that because there's also about your polarities. Some people like having the left side open to the door if they're more nurturing, or the right side if they're more aggressive. So we need to figure out what that personality is and what's going to work for them.
Well, because then commanding the door, you could be facing the door directly. You could have the door at your left side. You could have the door at your right side or angled. People who like to engage with other people, say an HR department, they're going to want that door at the side because they're greeting that person into them as an equal. You know, the CEO is going to want to look right at the door.
Exactly.
Or the salesperson.
Exactly.
Then we have personal branding is very important in this space.
Yeah, and remember, anytime you set up branding, you're sitting in the first row of that. So how is your space sending you the messages that you need to be effective? And also, where are they? Because it's sending your body messages depending upon your position.
Some of the biggest problems with getting your work done is never really finding a way to inspire you to get your end product.
Exactly.
So images of what your goal is are very important in your workspace. Then we have, where is the placement in the home?
You know, for so many years, people lived above the store. They were craftspeople, and their shop was in the front, and their home was behind. It's changed dramatically now, but there is a certain dynamic that goes on that comes out of feng shui about how is your business related to your accomplishments.
Well, where are you located? Are you on the first level? Are you on the second floor where everything is working towards the future with not a realization for now? And how do you adjust that if that's the only place you can have the space?
And then finally,
healthy workspaces.
Healthy workspaces. You know, homes were not designed to have people in them all day long. They're designed in terms of air systems, how long, people to be in the house for a certain period of time. A lot of times when people work from home, they start overwhelming these systems.
EMFs are always going to be important because we use technology, household pollutants, building chemicals, things like that. So you need to find ways to protect yourself and mitigate those.
Exactly.
So our approach really is a combination of modern global feng shui, ergonomics, kinesiology, using tools and knowledge for the way we live and work.